What up, what up, what up, what up? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only, the motherfucking general, coming at you guys straight out of buttfuck Arizona. Out here in fucking Arizona once again. Can't believe it. Every time I try to leave, they just keep pulling me back in and pulling me back in. And these motherfuckers won't let me go. So I'm out here in a hotel room in fucking, buttfuck Kingman, Arizona. Got to come out here, got to go visit some clients, got to talk about the stock market and their portfolios and, how I'm going to make them money and how I'm going to make them richer and how we're going to cash out the profits on the profits on the profits. That way I can cash out my fucking commission check, you feel me? So as you guys know, I am a portfolio manager. I'm a wealth manager. I'm basically a lot of people's financial advisor, and I have a lot of clients out here in Arizona, so I usually always have to come out here to buttfuck Kingman, Arizona, and visit a lot of these clients, a lot of friends. I also got family that lives in Arizona, so I like to take time out of my weekend every now and again to go visit, my friends, my family, acquaintances, business partners, and clients of mine, and like I said, help them make money, help them, make a profit in their portfolios and, help them understand what they need to do today so that that way they can retire tomorrow and do what they want to do all day instead of what their supervisor wants them to do all day. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, out here in Kingman, Arizona, for the weekend, and wanted to record a clip for you guys today because I'm not sure when I'm going to get back home, probably not for another 2-3 days, but I know a lot of people are emailing me and asking me if I have any bets these days, any plays these days, what's going on with the podcast these days, and what's going on with the one and only General over here at the Sports Betting Mexican Podcast, and on the other side of things with Magayon Entertainment and what I'm doing in the stock market and what I'm doing with my portfolio. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as always, when I'm about to teach you some shit, when I'm about to educate you on shit, and when I'm about to drop some knowledge in this bitch, you already know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Get the pen and the pads, get the pen and the pads, and get the pens and the motherfucking pads. And let's get into it this evening. So, for the moment, I don't really have a lot of sports betting plays. I've kind of taken a pause on things since the Super Bowl. As a lot of you guys know who listened to my last two podcasts, I cashed out a big ass, fat ass, massive ass motherfucking profit on that Super Bowl. I told you guys the Kansas City Chiefs was going to win. I told you guys don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. I told you guys to bet your money on those bitch ass Swifties. I told y'all this shit was rigged from the jump. I told y'all, ain't no way the NFL gonna let Taylor Swift lose in the Super Bowl. Oh, hell no. I told y'all that shit was orchestrated. I told y'all that shit was fake as fuck. I told y'all from the jump that this shit was gonna have some shenanigans. And it did. I think there was a lot of bullshit calls on the field. I think there was a lot of stupid decision making by coaches, specifically with the San Francisco 49ers, defensive play calls, and Shanahan didn't want to blitz because he knew Patrick Mahomes would, figure out the blitz and pick them apart. And so they basically, stayed in zone or stayed in man coverage, or, They were, really trying to play the field, and that's when Patrick Mahomes just kept running with the ball and, shredding that 49ers defense, for 15, 10, 30 yards down the field. So with that being said, I think there was a lot of questionable decisions, not only by the referees, but also by the 49ers defensive, play calling. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, profits are profits, a stack, a rack, a win's a win. And what did Vin Diesel teach us? It don't matter if you win by an inch or you win by a mile. Winning's winning, baby. Yay, yay. So I'm super excited about that, man. I was pumped up to, win the Super Bowl, cash out, that fat ass ticket. And, just a quick recap for you guys. For those of you guys who didn't follow my NFL sports betting, plays and picks, I basically, all I did was basically choose like 4 or 5 teams. I think 3 of them were underdogs and 3 of them were favorites. So I think it was about 6 teams in total. And I said I'm gonna put like 100, 200, 300, dollars if you have a small, bankroll. If you have a medium bankroll, put $2,000-3,000 a bet. And if you have a big ass bankroll, you can put, $20,000, $30,000 a bet. It just depends what you're doing. So, for this season, because I'm so, right now I'm so heavily involved in Bitcoin, and I know a lot of you guys have been seeing these cryptos been going up lately, Solana, Cardano, Avalanche. There's a lot of money to be made in crypto. I think Bitcoin's going to continue to go a lot higher, and I think that's where people should be investing their money into. But with that being said, when the Super Bowl started, I was like, the NFL playoffs started, I was like, man, I really want to cash out a profit. I really want to make, cash out a big ticket. But, I don't want to do this, and then Bitcoin starts to run without me, or some of these cryptos start to run and gun and they leave me behind and shit. You know what I mean? So it was a hard, decision this football season, because I knew I was going to be able to make a lot of money in football, as soon as the playoffs started. But at the same time, like, I didn't want to miss the crypto train. I didn't want to miss the Bitcoin boom. And so, for me, I only started with the medium bankroll this playoff season. I basically only sold like half a Bitcoin and said, I'm going to use this. And, when I flip the profits, I'll be able to come back in and, buy more Bitcoin, or, buy some of these cryptos and these altcoins that I think are going to start going up a lot soon too. So I didn't go too heavy this postseason, but, I went big enough so I can cash out a fat ass profit. So like I said, I think I pulled out like, I think around like 10 G's, 10 G's. And then I had like another, 3 or 4, just in case I needed it. And I basically just chose like 4, 5, 6 teams, 3 underdogs, 3 favorites, bada bing, bada boom. And, we rolled into it. So the first play was the San Francisco 49ers. The second favorites was Kansas City Chiefs. I think we had some on the Detroit Lions this season. I know I took the Green Bay Packers a lot. I took the Buccaneers a lot. Shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield about to get paid this offseason. And who else was there? I think there was one, the Texans, Houston Texans. We took them against the Cleveland Browns. And last but not least, I think there was one other team. I can't remember which one. But yeah, we basically chose 4, 5, 6 teams, 3 underdogs, 3 favorites. And we said we're just going to take them on the money line. And we're just going to keep basically rolling over the bet all the way into the Super Bowl. And, I think we took the Chiefs game 1 against those Miami Dolphins. I told you guys, I don't trust Tua, don't like Tua, don't fuck with Tua, I don't ride with Tua, I'm not with Tua, fuck that motherfucker. And I told you guys that shit was going to be an easy win. And sure enough, Kansas City Chiefs money line minus 250, flip that to about 35, boom. Then after that, who else was there? They had to go on the road to play the Bills. I told you guys Josh Allen's overrated. Told you guys he ain't nothing but a bitch to me. And, Kansas City Chiefs cashed out the money line plus 120, plus 125. And then the following week against the Baltimore Ravens, I told you guys I don't believe in Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson's not a pure quarterback. I think he's a run first type of quarterback, shoot first type of point guard. You know what I mean? And what do you know about a shooter? Shooter, shoot. And I feel like at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson rather make the play with his legs than make the play with his, throwing arm. And I just don't trust Lamar Jackson. 2-time MVP and only got 2 playoff wins to show for it. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, results matter. Your resume matters. What you accomplish in life matters. And when it comes to the postseason, he ain't really accomplished shit in my opinion. I'm not saying he's overrated. I'm not saying he's underrated. I'm not saying he don't deserve to get paid. But at the end of the day, man, you making all that money, I don't want to hear no excuses about, oh, you don't have any good wide receivers, or, oh, you don't have a strong defense, or, oh, you don't have a good offensive line. Because when you make that type of money, what you're basically telling the team, what you're telling the city, what you're telling your whole organization, your franchise is, I could win a Super Bowl without a good receiver, without a good offensive line, and without a strong defense. Because what did we say about Patrick Mahomes all fucking season? We said he ain't have no receivers to throw to because all they do is drop the ball. His offensive line is mediocre, average at best, and his defense is probably the best part of the whole team. But that's because they have a whole bunch of rookies on defense on a rookie deal, and none of them are getting paid anytime soon, outside of Snead. I think Snead and Chris Jones are probably going to be the only ones they have to pay in free agency. Everyone else is on a rookie contract because all they do, is spend their draft picks on defense. That's all they do. Just keep drafting rookies on defense. So that's the only reason the defense is good, is because that's where all their draft capital is spent to. But the offensive line is average, if not mediocre, and the wide receivers completely suck to me outside of Travis Kelce. I'm just being honest with you. So again, when you make that type of Patrick Mahomes money, what you're basically saying is, I could win the Super Bowl without an elite receiver. I can win a Super Bowl with an average offensive line. And I can win a Super Bowl if you give me a mediocre defense. I'm going to be able to win a Super Bowl in spite all of this. And that's why you should pay me more money than anybody on the team combined. And that's what Lamar Jackson says, because when you get that type of money, you got to have those kind of responsibilities. And unfortunately, I don't think he's on that level. I don't think he's on that Patrick Mahomes pedestal. I don't think he's at the level where he needs to be when it comes to reading defenses and being able to play at a high level where he can overcome not having elite receivers, an elite defense, or an elite offensive line. I think he needs more help than Patrick Mahomes does. I've said that for the past 4 or 5 years now, and the only thing that Lamar Jackson's ever done for me is proven me right every time he loses in the postseason. Again, 2 MVPs, only 2 playoff victories. At some point, playoffs wouldn't matter. I don't know, maybe some of you guys don't think playoffs matter. Maybe you guys think playoffs are overrated. But to me, as a QB, when you make that type of money, I think playoff victories matter more to me than any regular season victory. But that's just my opinion. Maybe you guys think the regular season matters more than the postseason. I don't know. But with that being said, told you guys, not a believer in Lamar Jackson in the postseason, and even in the regular season. Again, I'm just kind of to me. So we took the Kansas City Chiefs on the road, money line, plus 150 at Baltimore against the, famous Lamar Jackson. And of course, what happens? Kansas City Chiefs, baby. And then finally in the Super Bowl, we had to go with the Chiefs. I just think they have the better defense than the 49ers. I think they have the better play calling on offense and defense. They have the better quarterback, obviously. But 49ers had a stacked roster. And what did I say going into the Super Bowl? I said the only way that the 49ers pull off this victory is they're going to have to score about 28 to 35 because Patrick Mahomes is scoring 21 no matter what. And the reason I said Patrick Mahomes is going to score 21 no matter what was because I said if Jordan Love can score 21 and Jared Goff can score 31, I mean, you got to be kidding me. You know what I mean? Like, I think honestly, Patrick Mahomes is going to score 21, 24 minimum. And guess what? He put up 25. So I was right. In order for the 49ers to win, they have to fucking score 28 to 35, and that means the over is going to hit. So my insurance bet on the Super Bowl was San Francisco 49ers minus 2.5 with over 47. And the main bet was Kansas City Chiefs for about 75% and by a bankroll, and I took them on the money line plus 120. So boom, like I said, I rolled over that minus 250 bet, against the Miami Dolphins, got that up to 3,500. From 3,500, put that shit on the Bills. Money line plus 120, cashed out about 7 racks, 7 G's. Then after that, we roll it over into the Baltimore money line, against Baltimore on the money line, and that 7 G's goes up to like 15 G's. And then finally 15 racks, 15 stacks, 15 guaps right there. And we put that on the Super Bowl. And bada bing, bada boom. That's how you cash out over 30 G's on one Super Bowl run, one playoff season, one playoff victory at a time. Game by game, bet by bet, parlay by parlay, teaser by teaser, and money line by money line. Ladies and gentlemen, this shit was too easy. This shit was too simple. I told you guys from the jump, all you had to do was fucking follow me. And if you started off with 10, I finished out the season with over 30. That's all you had to do. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I tripled and quadrupled my money on this NFL postseason run. Super happy, super excited. I was hyped the fuck up. I was losing my voice out there, and a lot of celebration, a lot of good times, a lot of fun times. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the NFL postseason. And now here we are going into college basketball. Everyone's getting ready for March Madness. Everyone's excited for March Madness. Honestly, I'm more excited for NBA basketball. I'm more excited for the NBA postseason. I want to see who's going to win. I want to see if it's going to be Giannis and Damian Lillard, Dame time, right? I want to know if it's going to be Giannis and Dame, or if the Celtics are finally going to be able to get it done for once. What's going on with Philly and that Joel Embiid injury? Is New York going to be able to break through? Cleveland looks like they're on fire with Donovan Mitchell. The Miami Heat, you can never discount them. Those dudes got fucking heart. They got soul. These motherfuckers, there's some rough riders out there in Miami. They don't back down to nobody. On the West, obviously, you have the Lakers that, I think they're just waiting for the season to get over with. You have Golden State that can be a threat to anyone when healthy, especially now that Klay Thompson is finally coming off the bench. Told you guys he's been washed to me, but off the bench, I think he could be a sixth man of the year candidate. Obviously, you have the Kings, you have OKC, you have, the Timberwolves. None of them look like a threat to me. But obviously, you got the Denver Nuggets, you got the LA Clippers, and you got the Phoenix Suns. All three of those teams are legit to me. I think the Denver Nuggets could easily repeat. I think the Clippers, this is the most loaded Clipper team I've ever seen in team history. And then obviously the Phoenix Suns. I mean, fuck. You got Beal, you got fucking, you got Bill, you got KD, and you know what I mean? You got that fucking roster right there. Whoo-wee! That shit looks fucking elite to me. So I'm really excited to see what happens with the Phoenix Suns if they're just all fucking healthy. You know what I mean? Because Devin Booker, he's never healthy. Beal, he's never healthy. And KD, sometimes he's not healthy. So if they can just all three of them be healthy going into the postseason, I think they could damn near beat anybody. You know what I mean? In the NBA. So we'll see what happens this postseason. I'm really excited for NBA basketball. I'm really excited for NBA to come back and, start giving us meaningful games again, because nobody gives a fuck about these October, November, December games anyways. So I think it's going to be really fun to see what happens in the postseason and who gets matched up with who. I think we could see the Denver Nuggets against the Phoenix Suns in the first round, or we could see the LA Clippers and the Phoenix Suns in the first round. It's going to be really interesting. Again, what's going on with OKC? What's going to happen with Minnesota? Are the Lakers going to be able to fuck around and get in? What's going on with the Golden State Warriors? Are they going to figure this shit out? Because Kuminga, that motherfucker looked real to me. You know what I mean? Like, he's a real one. I think Kuminga, he could be a star in this league one day, especially out there with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. So, like I said, I think there's a lot of good basketball to come. I'm really excited for the postseason. But first things first, we got March Madness, everybody. March Madness is around the corner. I think it starts on March 21st. And then after that, it's basically just, 50 games a day type shit. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be madness. It's going to be anarchy. It's going to be fucking, you know what I mean? It's going to be crazy out there when March Madness finally hits. Probably going to be out here in the sports books in Vegas, hitting them up every single day for some of my sports betting clients. And, and I'll be here, in Vegas, just betting every single game, day by day, bet by bet, play by pay, just trying to cash out as many tickets as humanly fucking possible. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going on with the Sports Betting Podcast. I'm going to be taking a pause for probably the next 3-4 weeks until we start March Madness again. And I think that's going to be about a month from now, 30 days from now. I have to check the schedule, but I think March Madness starts on the 21st. And then we have the first four out, on the 18th and 19th. So we have a lot of basketball on the way. We have a lot of games coming around the corner. Like I said, I'm going to be taking a pause on the sports betting shit for the next 3-4 weeks. And then I'm going to come back probably around March 17th, March 18th, sometime during that weekend. Like I said, about 3-4 weeks from now. And, once I come back, we're just going to be talking about basketball, college basketball, pro basketball, college playoffs, everything, March Madness, NBA playoffs, NBA finals in June. We're going to have a lot of bets. We're going to make a lot of money. And once again, the main goal is just to be profitable and take all of our money, take all of our profits, take all of these motherfucking tickets, and we're going to put that shit and we're going to put it on crypto. We're going to buy more Bitcoins, and we're going to continue to stack up our portfolios, because the main goal, the main mission, the main focus on this podcast is to make you guys as much money as fucking possible, so you guys don't have to work anymore. You guys don't have to work on your hands and knees. You guys don't want to have to work for that bitch-ass supervisor, for that bitch-ass company, for this bitch-ass government. And you guys don't ever have to go to work again for another day in your life. And you guys can go ahead and retire yourselves, retire your mom, retire your dad, retire your brothers, retire your sister, and retire your fucking children. Because at the end of the day, retirement isn't about how old you are. It's just about how much money you have. And I can tell you guys right now, I meet people every single day who are still working in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. And I meet people who are already millionaires by 30. At the end of the day, retirement's not about how old you are. It's about how much money you have. Because all it is a math problem. How much money do you need to be able to retire and enjoy your life for the rest of your life? Trust me, You don't want to be working at Walmart when you're 70. You don't want to be working hard labor when you're 70 or 80. You don't want to be working on your hands and knees for that bitch-ass supervisor who tells you to shut the fuck up and put his dick in your mouth when you're fucking 90. At the end of the day, you want to be able to retire. Not just for you, but for your entire fucking family. Retire your mom, retire your dad, retire your brothers, retire your sisters, and retire your fucking children. Because they shouldn't have to work in this bitch-ass economy for their bitch-ass supervisors and their bitch-ass employers either. At the end of the day, there's a lot of bullshit that goes on in the workplace. Sometimes they just don't tell you about it. Sometimes you don't see all the bullshit that goes on behind the scenes. But I guarantee you, for a lot of you guys listening, it's not just you that's going through it. Talk to your family. Because I guarantee you some of your moms, some of your dads, and some of your siblings, and a lot of your children, they're going to go through it too. Unless you start to step up and do what you're supposed to do so they can live the life that you always wanted to give them. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the focus on this podcast. To make as much money as fucking possible sports betting so we can cash that fucking profit and buy some fucking crypto, buy some fucking Bitcoin, and invest it in this fucking market. Because in life, it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you invest. Stop working paycheck to paycheck. Fuck that supervisor and fuck that bitch-ass company. Let's start investing and make our way to financial freedom and financial independence, not working paycheck to paychecks for the rest of our lives to the day we fucking die. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep making a profit. Let's keep cashing these tickets. For the next 30 days, I'm crypto only. After that, let the madness begin. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the one and only, the motherfucking general at the one and only Sports Betting Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys in March. Get ready for the madness to begin. Yay, yay!